Welcome back to today's show of the Teens Untold with me, Auntie Marge. First of all, nataka kuwashukuru sana because of the love you showed me on my previous show. I really did appreciate sana. Manze nilienjoy, nilisikia vizuri. Asanteni sana. Muli watch manze na nikasikia nikiwa uplifted. Kudos guys. Let's keep on watching. Let's keep on sending those questions, feedback. Zitanijenga sana because that is the only way nitakuwa in a position kujua like what you guys want, what you want to hear, issues zenye nafaa kutackle ndo tuweze kusaidiana. Thank you sana. Nashukuru. Today being our second show, we want to talk about a different topic. Na topic ya leo, we want to discuss about how do I know my purpose. The reason why nimecome up na hii topic ni kwa sababu nimecome kurealize ya kwamba there are so many teenagers out there hawajui purpose yao, and because of not knowing their purpose wana end up to make the wrong decisions. There are some wanaingia kwa madawa, kuna wengine wanaingilia madawa za kulevya, wanakunywa pombe, wanaingilia usherati. They just end up making totally the wrong decision, ending in early marriages simply because they don't even know their purpose. And that is why leo hii nimedecide we are going to discuss of how unaweza jua purpose yako. I have 3 points that I want us to discuss leo. Ya kwanza, it's because you were created by God. Ya pili, because God created you for a purpose. Ya tatu, God created you so that you can glorify Him. With those 3 points, it is so easy for you to know your purpose. At times, you're defined by the culture. At times, you're defined by the society. Saa zingine unadefiniwa na marafiki. And due to that, you end up making the wrong decisions. That is why today I want to assure that you were created by God. You are created in God's image. And anytime unaenda unasimama mbele ya kioo, make sure the other side unaona ya kwamba I was created by God and in His image. And by so, no one should define you. You find at times, unaenda huko nje, watu wanakupea maneno huko nje, and what people say zinaingia ndani yako na zinakuwa ndizo zitakudefine. And by so doing, you're ruined on the inside. You die on the inside and you end up making the wrong decisions. So, do not let anyone or anybody define who you are. You are the only pilot of your own life. And nobody is responsible for your own life apart from yourself. You're the one to define yourself. You're the one to know yourself. And you don't have to go out there to get your purpose. You don't have to go out there and drink. You don't have to involve yourself in other illegal behaviors to define yourself. The only thing you need to do is to create a relationship with your God, to have that bond between you and your God. And by so doing, you'll be in a position to know what your purpose is. You know your purpose through reading the Word, not going out there, not talking to other people, because they will end up making you make the wrong decision. There are other people who seek their purpose in wrong things. And so when you talk to them, they will lead you in that what they define as defining their purpose. So it is always good to go the godly way. You go back to the Word, you go back to church, and by so doing, you be in a position to know your purpose. The other thing, you are created to glorify God. How do you glorify God when you're out there? It is not possible. The world is full of bad things. The world is full of evil things. And when you follow the world, you end up making the wrong decision, and there is no way you can glorify your God. So it is always good and very important to go back to the Word, because that is the only way you understand what exactly it means by being created to glorify your God. You get that through the Word. You get that in your Bibles. So many teenagers view reading the Bible, reading the Word like it is old school. But that is the only way you can find your purpose. There are so many teenagers out there, because of lack of their purpose in this world, they have ended up into depression, others even taking their own life, which is very, very, very sad. Simply kwa sababu, they do not know what their purpose is. But when you go biblical, when you go back to the Word, it will be easy for you to know your purpose. It will be easy for you to glorify God. And by so doing, you get your purpose and everything will be okay. It is good to understand that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. Love yourself. Believe in yourself because you're worth it. Nobody can love you more than you can love yourself. There is no single day you'll be in a position to love others if you don't love yourself. You must love yourself first. You must be in a position to define yourself first before loving others or defining others. It starts with you. Everything that you need to change has to come from you first. You don't have to be explicit for you to know your purpose. You don't have to do those illegal things for you to define your purpose. The only thing you need to do is to mend your relationship with your God. That is the only way you can define your purpose. Don't let people define you. Don't let society define you. Don't let culture define you. You are the one who can define yourself through the choices that you make in life. We said two things. Life is determined by your way of thinking and the choices you make. What is up here will always come out, and we'll always see it. Even if you don't say it by a word of mouth, we'll see by the way you behave, we'll see it by the way you dress, we'll see it by the way you present yourself out there. That is why we always say your way of thinking is very, very and really important, because it determines so many things in your life. The second thing is the choices you make in life. If you make the wrong choices, you end up making the wrong decisions. So it is always good to make the right choices, because that is the only time utaend up kufanya vitu ambazo pia wewe zitakufurahisha na zitafurahisha wengine. But in the bottom line, it has to start with you. It must start with you. You're the only engineer of your own life. Let us learn to obey, listen and obey to our parents. They mean well for us. Hakuna mzazi mwenye atakuongoza akikupoteza. Wakati wowote wanakuongoza ndio uende, wanakuelekeza vizuri. So ni vizuri sana kusikiza mzazi, your guardians, those elderly people, and anytime you're going through challenges, anytime you're going through up and down, it is always good to speak out. It is always good kuitoa huko nje, because you say a problem shared, it's a problem halfway solved. Many are taking their own lives because they are going through situations that they only keep to themselves. Some even struggle to even fit in. Because of that, what you're fighting with, because of that, what you're struggling with on the inside, unajipata, you're even struggling to fit in. And at the end of it all, you find yourself fitting in the wrong behaviors. So it is always good to speak out. Always find someone you can talk to. If you're not free with your parents, if you're not free with your aunties, those people who are around you, I always advise people, toka, tembea, kuna kanisa mingi ambazo ziko huko nje. Not necessarily where you fellowship, because probably you feel there is no confidentiality, ama what you have on the inside, it will not be safe there. You can go elsewhere. Find someone you can talk to. We have counselors out there. We also have so many other places you can go whereby your issues will be taken care of, and you'll find people who are willing to journey with you, and at the end of it all, it will reach a point whereby you come into your realization, be in a position to love yourself, be in a position to take care of yourself, and it's only by so doing that you share the same with others. Thank you so much for being with me today. This is the Teens Untold with me, Auntie Marge. Join me every Sunday at 6 p.m. on Wema TV, the voice of hope.
Wema TV, the voice of hope.